Good afternoon, everybody. It's Saturday. I'm Billie, the Crafty Floridian. And I wanted to wait, but I couldn't wait. I wanted to share with you what I learned last night. I got a lot of comments about my story on Major Charles Green, which is a bracelet that I wore for many decades. In fact, I have a friend now that still wears the bracelet that she received. But anyway, Cheryl and I were talking last night, and I was telling her about Sarah, who wrote me a message saying that she had someone that, because she works with vets and stuff, that she might be able to do some research and find out what happened to him. So I said, oh my goodness, why don't I said, Cheryl, I'm going to Google him. And I did. He even has a YouTube video. His name was Charles Green Jr. He was a major. And if y'all don't mind, if I take up a little bit of your time, I want to read you this story. This I found on the POWnetwork.org. So I think it's Cynthia. If you look on that network, you're able to bring his name up and you'll find out what happened to the one on your bracelet. So here's the synopsis, and I'll just give you sort of I'll pronounce these names the best I can. But anyway, the F-105 Thunder Chief, Thud it is called, in its various versions flew more missions against North Vietnam than any other U.S. aircraft. It also suffered more losses, particularly due to its vulnerability, which was constantly under revision. Between 1965 and 1971, the aircraft was equipped with armor plate, a secondary flight control system, and improved pilot ejection seat, a more precise navigation system, navigation system, better blind bombing capability, and ECM pods for the wings. The D version was a single-place aircraft. Now, if you have a husband, he might want to listen to this, and he can explain these things to you if he was in the Air Force. Captain Charles E. Green, Jr., Captain Carnes, and Major Heitscher were all pilots on the F-105D Thunder Chiefs. On March 11, 1967, which is the date on my bracelet, they were all dispatched on strike mission over North Vietnam at a target area near the city of Yangon. All right, we'll just pretend like I pronounced these right. In Vinh Phu Province, all three were shot down and declared missing in action. Green and Heitscher ultimately landed in Vinh Phu Province. Green was about 5 miles southwest of the city of Taiwan. Heitscher was about 8 miles southeast. Carnes landed on the border of Vinh Phu and Ba provinces, about 8 miles southeast of Taiwan. It was later learned that Green and Heitscher had been captured by the North Vietnamese. Heitscher's emergency beepers had been heard and parachute was observed, but rescue in this hostile territory proved impossible. Other information indicates that Carnes was in radio contact with rescuers, but was seen to be captured. On March the 4th, 1973, 591 Americans were released from communist prisons in North Vietnam. Now remember, this was 67, this was 73. Green and Heitscher were among them. Carnes was not. He remained missing in action. According to intelligence received by the Defense Department, Carnes died, but public information does not indicate how or when. Whether this information was confirmed seems unlikely, as Karen's status was not changed to killed in action, body not recovered. In fact, it was several years before he was found, presumably dead. Since American involvement in Vietnam ended in 1975, nearly 10,000 reports relating to American missing prisoners or otherwise unaccounted for in Indochina have been received by U.S. government. Many officials, having examined this largely classified information, have reluctantly concluded that many Americans are still alive today, held captive by our long-ago enemy. Karen's is one of over 2,300 Americans who remain missing in Southeast Asia. And then Hitshaw and Green were in prison nearly 6 years. For Karen's, dead or alive, it will soon be 23 years. It's time we brought our men home. Karen's was promoted to rank of major during the period he was missing. Is now accounted for. His remains were returned to the U.S. on April the 6th, 1988. Charles Green, Jr. retired from the United States Air Force as Lieutenant Colonel. He and his wife, Sandy, reside in New York. My mystery solved. With good news. I was so excited. And the place that he resides is Synecdoche or something like that, New York. I went on and I found a little bit more information. I don't know what the update. Let's see. It doesn't have an update. It just has a bio. He was born in 1935 in Massachusetts. Let's see. Here's a picture of him. There's a picture of my Charles Green. Look at all the little medals he won. My God. And if you do Charles E. Green, Charles E. Green, I think it is, Charles E. Green Jr., on YouTube, you'll see a video of him, and it's about an hour long, and he's talking about his experience with the Air Force and his experience in Vietnam and, so on and so forth. But he would be, let's see, I'm 75, he's 10 years older than I am, so he's 85. I did not find any obituary or anything like that. He was in the Air Force from 56 to 77. 66, 70. So he was in for 21 years. I think that's long enough. But anyway, and the strange thing is, he was at Langley Air Force Base when I was living in Virginia. He was like right down the street from me. Isn't that weird? So, and I looked for him a long time ago when the off and on, but I had hidden my bracelet so that I wouldn't be disappointed again. But with technology the way it is today, you could find just about anyone. So if you're interested, if you had a bracelet and you want to know, just go on that POW organization and maybe you'll find your fellow. So here's my guy. So today I'm going to email the POW network and see if he's still with us. That I would love to send him a message if he has an email, or write him a letter or something, or a card or whatever, just to let him know that I still had his bracelet and I wore it for all those years. So I found him. I was so excited. In fact, I was so excited that Cheryl says, "Wait a minute, you're into this. We'll talk to you later." So that's what we did. I was just beside myself that I found him. Just beside myself. I'm drinking coffee from my cup. It says, "I'm an amazing hooker, be jealous." That was given to me as a gift from Rosie from Nanu Stitching Lounge. I know I still got that stuff on my eye. I'm going to get some new glasses. Don't worry, I'll take care of that. So while I'm on here, and I just took up like 10 minutes of your time, this is the moo I made. I had some black ribbon, and I took the black ribbon, and it's that thick ribbon, you know, nice ribbon that's on same on both sides, and I put that as the strip around it. See, I cut straight in the back, and it's very simple. It's just so simple, guys. So here it is. It's my moo, and it goes down to my little, just right at my knee, right a little bit below my knee, and it's perfect. I do have a pair of little shorts on to go with it, just in case it rides up. So y'all, you know, I'll take them off after you have to finish this. And I moved my sign over here, but now you can't see it. There it is. Anyway, there we go. So today I got something that anyway, something that I ordered from acquisition from Amber at Ooh Ah Crochet, and she sent me a cute little card with it. I'm not very good at direction here, but there's the cute little card. Isn't that cute? She just thanked me for my order, and hope that I enjoyed them, because now I'm putting stitch markers on all my bags as a little thank you. So look at this. I got me a big, huge, because I have a few frogs left, and that's it. And I told her I wanted butterflies. Well, I wanted variety, but she sent me both butterflies, and all kinds of butterflies. And then she sent me this one that says Crafty Floridian on it. But I have all different colors: pink, blue, fuchsia. And then I have these. I love these. I would have loved to have more of those, but we'll get more next time. Right, Amber? So Amber sent those. I got all of them have butterflies on them, but except for those. And then I have like this little butterfly here. Isn't that cute? So yeah, they're all kinds of pretty little butterflies. Yeah, I like butterflies, as you can see. And then here's one that's really pretty. I like this one too. There we go. Cute. So I got all my stitch markers in for my bags, which I cut all of these last night, and I got 5 partially put together. I decided that this weekend I wasn't going to do any more house cleaning because it makes me have asthma because of all the dust. So I'm going to make bags this weekend. I know it's kind of late to be drinking coffee. It's like 1:30, but I just got up at 11:30. I got up, went to pee, and came back and just crawled right back in bed and slept and slept and slept. I was tired. I've done a lot in the last couple of days, kind of cleaning and rearranging a little bit, you know, getting the all-in-one HP set up. Now I got a new printer. I need to get that set up. And so yeah, so busy. But I just had to share that with you guys. I am just thrilled to the moon and back that Charles came home. I am just tickled to death, and I would love to get in touch with him and let him know that I wore his bracelet all of those years and kept it and always thought about him. So it's sort of exciting, isn't it? And I'm not showing it yet. I'm not showing it yet. But I made the bottom for the one frame of the purse. It's crocheted. Like I told you, they're all going to be crocheted. And I put a lining in it, pretty little lining. And then I sewed the frame on. But then when after I finished sewing it, I realized it was off center. So usually with this, it's going to be, because it's circular, oblong, you got to make sure that the frame fits in there properly. So I had to take it and frog all of that. Now I got it kind of pretty well straightened out now. So now I'm going to put, boy, did my face just turn green or what? The lighting, what happened? Oh, it's matching my top. But anyway, I hope you like my top. Wendy Wessa gave me this material, and she says, I know you'll find a use for it. So I did, Wendy. Finally, I had time to sit down and cut it, and then I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to put big facing in it because it's very light. It's great for the summer. And so I found this ribbon, and I said, this'll do. Because I didn't have any bias, I don't know, whatever that tape stuff is that you put around stuff. I had blue, but that wouldn't work with this. And then I found this black ribbon, and I said, that'll do fine. That'll do just fine. So I put that on, and I'm happy with it for wearing around the house. It's great. So I do have someone that wants me to make them one, and I'm going to. She gave me what size she is and everything. So that I'm going to be putting together here soon. But I'm just pacing myself a little bit better than I did. And I've got some masks to make for a Crochet Sister. And I'm trying not to do too many because that is very tasking on me for some reason. And I don't know why, but it is. But I got a bunch cut right here, which I'm going to use. I'm going to use what I've cut. I'm not going to cut any until I use those up. So I'm working on that. But I'm glad to have I've got some fabric that you haven't seen, and I've got some, I'm making some little ones, and I'm making some big ones. I'm using up the ends of some that I've already made, that I have some fabric left over, so I wanted to get those to you guys. I'll get it out there, I mean. Okay, now I'll tell you a story. When you clean up stuff, and then you start looking for things that you put away so that it'd be a good place to put it away, and now I can't find it. I have this little case that has all my lipsticks in it, which is like 3. Except for this one was in my purse. So, and I can't find it. So I've got to look for that. And that's it. In the mail today, I got some fabric that I ordered. It's just your lining fabric, and then I got some more of the ladybug fabric. I do have a ladybug cut that I'll be putting together. Let's see, what else? That's it. That's it. I just had to share with you the story about Charles Green, and Major Charles Green. And I pray that he's still alive, because I sure would love to touch base with him and let him know. He doesn't have to respond. He could just, I don't know if he has email or any of that stuff. I don't know. But I will get in touch with the POW organization and see what happens. So that's my good news, and there's no bad news. I'm trying to think, any bad news? Nope. Can't think of any bad news. All the news is good. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. So this is a short one, but I just had to bring it to you. I just wanted you to know that if you wore one of our bracelets for the POWs, please check on, well, Google it first, and then go on the POW veterans, POW, oh shoot, I had it. Did I tell you the first time? I know I should probably put it in the bottom, but you know, I forget. I'm old. Google. Let's see, what's the name of it? It'll show up here. Just a second. POWnetwork.org. I think that's the way it is. Yes, POWnetwork.org. O-R-G. Okay? And it'll give you a bio, and then you can go and look on the other things and see what his name brings up. I did not see obituary, so he was in the Hall of Valor. Oh my gosh. And it even has here his memorial bracelets, which is what these are. At age 37, that's when 37, and he was there for 6 years, so he was like 42 when he came out. My goodness, it's unbelievable. I'm still in awe. Unbelievable. So go on that, POWnetwork.org, and you will find what you're looking for. All right, that's it, guys. I'm going to get busy making bags. I've got my coffee to keep me awake today because I do not want to take a nap since I woke up at 11:30, just in time for the mail. I just noticed my eyebrows matches my shirt. Now, I'll tell you what happened. I don't have very many eyebrows, and but I've always used blonde pencil. And one time I tried to get darker pencil, you know, a little shader darker, and then I looked like a clown. So I just stuck to the blonde because I don't have, my eyebrows are very light, and now the gray's coming through. I'll just wipe all that off. I got blonde eyebrows, gray hair. I told you my hair, I put that spray oil on it to make it look punky. I like punky. I like punky hair. And because once you do that, you got to wash it because it, you know, it gets that gook in it, that stuff. So I felt like fixing myself up a little bit today. So yeah, so then stick them out, and then you pick it out, and then it just flops right back down again. And now your hands feel all icky. But anyway, I was trying to be punky for you guys today. All right, that's it. Have a great weekend. And you just never know what tomorrow might bring. You've got today, but you can hope for tomorrow. All right, everyone, I want to say hi. I watched some videos yesterday. I caught up on my BFFFW's videos. She says, I always ask her, I said, did you watch my videos? She goes, yeah. She said, did you watch my video? I said, no. I said, I don't have time to sit around, but I did watch some videos last night, and I got some helpful hints on some sewing projects. I know I'm thinking about taking all my little fabric that I have left over from sewing and make some kind of a blanket. So I've been watching all the channels that have, you know, quilting and stuff. Well, I'm not going to do quilting, but I love the idea of the ones like my grandmother and my great aunt used to make. My grandmother had this big porch in the back of her kitchen, and it was screened in, I believe. Yeah, it was screened in, and there was a big frame. Now I was very, very young, but I just loved, I was like 6 years old or something, and I wanted to do it so bad, and they taught me how to do it, my aunt and my grandmother. And they had this big huge frame, and it had this material over it. Now I know it's material. I didn't know what it was back then. And they did everything by hand. I guess Grandma sewed it together, and then they used string to attach it. I mean, you know, to all through the whole thing. In fact, you know, my brothers and sisters, they all, most of them have these blankets, so they've been passed down. And they're cotton, of course, they've worn out, some of them. But I think my brother, Mike, has some. But anyway, they use cotton um, ties to put the. I know it's a lot of work, but I'll do a small one and then grow. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Let me take a swift. But I wanted to do it so bad. I was like 6 years old. So they put me up into like a high chair kind of thing and put me up next to the frame so that I could learn how to sew. Of course, I probably picked my finger 100 times, but I just remember that, how fascinated I was with that. And that was like 5 or 6 years old then. I was just a little tight. But I was just fascinated with these ladies. There was like 2, 4, there was like 6 of them. And I guess they were all my aunts and great aunts and my grandma. They were all, you know, sitting around making blankets. It was unbelievable. I guess that's how they kept warm. Grandma had a lot of them. I don't know what happened to all of them. I know she gave a lot away. She gave me her crocheted blankets. Excuse me. But was it my great-grandmother or my great-great-grandmother? I think it was my great-grandmother. She made a bedspread, white, out of the tiny little thread. Beautiful. The design was beautiful. Well, I had that, and it was cotton, and you probably could have dyed that. Probably, yeah. But every time I washed it, it started frailing, started coming apart. So I patched it up, and I wish I knew then what I know now, and I might have been able to have crocheted it back together somehow. But I didn't know that at that time. So anyway, that's long gone. So isn't it amazing the things that you do early in life that's come to affect your creativity now? And that was like 70 years ago. Can you believe that? 70 years ago. Yeah, they made their own blankets. And I remember when they used to make their own soap. Grandma would make her own soap. She had a big kettle in the back. And I remember her stirring it and everything. Yeah, and I know people do that now, but this soap wasn't something that you'd want to make, because I think what they did is they made like lye soap or something for doing washing clothes. They didn't have powder back then. They would wash clothes with it. But I remember making soap. Of course, Grandma made her own clothes. She had a treadle sewing machine, so she made it, and I was fascinated by that treadle machine. I would want to sew with it, but I couldn't reach the pedal. I remember that. But I finally got, as I got older, I did finally get to use that sewing machine, and I just loved it. Loved it. I'd still be making stuff on it today if I had it. Because it's not made out of, it wasn't made out of plastic. I mean, it was made out of heavy metal. It was wonderful. And I can't even tell you what kind it was. I just know I loved it. And it was in a tabletop kind of thing, and had this little drawer right in the front, and it would pull out towards you, and had 2 little drawers on each side. And I would find the most fascinating things in there, little buttons and all kinds of little stuff. It was just amazing. So anyway, it's amazing how your past catches up with your present. But I remember that now, and the more I remember her, making these quilts with my great aunt. Those were the days. Those are the days that we had. We depended on different kinds of things that we had to make with our hands instead of with machines. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get to my sewing, and I haven't done my other muumuu yet. Plus, I got to make one for a friend, crochet sister, and I'm going to get around to that probably this weekend. It depends on how many of these bags I get. I mean, last night I sat here for like an hour and I produced like 6, so I haven't finished them yet, but it's like a production line. You know, you sew the sides, put your pockets in, sew your sides, and then you have to do your box bottoms, and then, you know, all that other stuff that you do. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great weekend. Z, I watched your channel, and I'm so happy that you're getting your act together. I shouldn't say that, but I'm happy that you're happy. That's what's important, because you're not happy. If you're not happy, then everybody around you is not happy. I learned that in an office. If your supervisor and this was proven too. If your supervisor walks in the office and she's in a bad mood, then all of a sudden that bad mood will follow all the way through the office. But if she's happy, it's like if mama's happy, daddy's happy, right? So you got to remember, you know, you got to stay positive. I know it's hard at this time, but stay positive as you can, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. All right, that's it. No advice, no more BS. I'm just going to say goodbye. Take care of yourselves, guys, and be safe. I love you very much, all of you. Thank you for everything, every one of you. I thank you so much. And just being remembered is such a treat. Especially when you are alone, and we have to remember the others that are alone too. And that's why my goal for the rest of the year is to remember those, and I will. And I will thank you all so much. Please, I'm only like 40 away or less from 3,000 subscribers. I just looked at it today. I didn't realize it. It's amazing. You people are just wonderful. I just love you all so much. So let's get to work so we can have some bags to show you pretty soon. And remember, POWnetwork.org. If you want to look up, if you had a bracelet like mine, you might be able to find your guy. I found mine. Bye.